Unfortunately, it is raining and I'm not able to be outside filming anything new for you guys. So I got something a little different I'm gonna be making for you guys today. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys some footage from a Bass Federation regional tournament that I fished a few weeks ago. It was just enough to make kind of a partial vid out of, nothing that I could make just like a full-on video out of. Plus, I had to erase some of the footage because I was up at Lake Erie and didn't have enough room for all the footage from there, so I had to go through and delete some. So I've got some for you guys, and then after that footage I'm going to work into some of my rods and reels I currently like using the most, so you guys can kind of see what I'm working with most of the time when I'm out on the water. Before we get into that though, I need to tell you guys about a special offer that's going on over at Carl's Bait and Tackle and Mystery Tackle Box for the Father's Day special. First off, they are running a buy one, get one 50% off on tackle bundles. Also with this deal, if you spend over $30 on the site, you automatically get a free Guggen Squad fanny pack. This could be a great gift for your father fisherman in your life, or even yourself. It really doesn't matter. It's just a free fanny pack that you can get. There will also be a ton of other discounts on the site for rods, reels, accessories, apparel, all of that type of stuff. So that's gonna be great for you guys that are looking to get some stuff for either your father or yourself for Father's Day. Next on Mystery Tackle Box, they're running 20% off all mystery tackle boxes from now through Father's Day. This could be for yourself or the gift boxes for somebody else. You just get 20% off. So they're doing some great things over there at Carl's Bait and Tackle and Mystery Tackle Box for Father's Day. So hop on over there, grab you guys some stuff. Don't forget, if you're ordering a Mystery Tackle Box, use code KRANKIN. I will post the links to Carl's Bait and Tackle and Mystery Tackle Box in the description. So make sure to use that. It helps me out as well as it helps out Carl's Bait and Tackle and yourself for getting you over there a lot quicker than you would if you're just going to search it. Anyways, let's hop into today's video. So like I mentioned, I'm gonna be showing you some footage from that regional tournament I fished. So anyways, let's hop straight into that, and afterwards I'll show you guys some of my gear. You too. If you have one, if you have one on, just let me know and I'll grab the net for you.
See like the ledge, how it comes out and all rock and stuff.
There's fish. Not gonna. Oh, white bass, yeah. I hate when they hit a crankbait because white bass always completely swallow the freaking treble hook. You know, I'm gonna try a med rig. Why not? A little one. It's not even going to be 12, I don't think. Yeah, nowhere near 12. That's half of it.
That's the one that jumped is what it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know with fishing season now how much he's going.
Nope. He ran with it before I...
Picked it up and ran with it?
Yeah. He picked up the tail, that's what it was.
Last June 1st, and they kept delaying it, and finally on October 1st we went live, and we got the final product. Got it?
Yep.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah.
Right here, if you want to check it. But because I can do it, and we need to go live, I'm pretty much forced to do it. Another one?
I don't know. I think so. No, it was moving to the side. That's what. And it wasn't doing anything, so I couldn't tell.
Like it's lost in the waves. It was bigger, 8 footers. Good part is it was going with us, so we could just kind of like ride them. And I think we were able to get up to about.
There's fish. Oh, he came off.
Oh.
I didn't think it was, and then I just saw it flash before it came off. They're right up here on this tree right here. A different color may get them to bite again. So there you have it. It wasn't too impressive. It was a very slow day. We got some heavy rains the few days before. We weren't even sure if we were gonna have the tournament on that lake or not because it was flooding. It was about 1.5 to 2 foot up. All the brush that all these fish were sitting on now was in 2 to 3 foot of water, if not deeper than that, because of the flooding. And it kind of just scattered fish, and it made it very difficult to get on a lot of fish or any size while we were out there. But if you've been watching the channel all year so far, you've seen that I've got some same setups that I was using last year, and I've also got some new setups too. So I'm going to be going over some of my most used setups. I've got 5 rods and reels here, 2 spinning, 3 casting. I'm going to go over those. I had a lot more that I really wanted to show you, but I figured 5 was probably a good one for this video. If you want a separate 2022 rod and reel arsenal video, let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely get one of those made. So anyways, I'm going to start with the spinning rods. And this is one that I've had this rod for a year now, but I just got this reel this year. This is a Dobbins Kaden 712 SF. This 7 foot 1 inch 2 power rod, medium light, amazing for Ned rigs and drop shots. Now, I just paired this reel on it this year, and it's a Shimano Sustain C3000, and it's a new Sustain FJ. All the rods and reels you're going to hear me talk about, they're all personal preference. Line's all personal preference too. I run braid to leader on all my spinning combos. I just like it by myself. I know people that run just straight fluoro, and they do fine. So, just all personal preference. So really, I'm mainly just going to be talking about the rods and what I use it for, instead of going through every single little bit, because a lot of it's personal preference. So this right here, the Cadence 712 SF, I use this primarily for Ned rig. This is my Ned rig rod. I'm currently looking for a drop shot rod I can use. It's probably going to be another Cadence 712 SF. I've got a Shimano X-Bride right now, but I just prefer a Dobbins over that. Another option I may get for that rod is a Dobbins Champion Xtreme 742 SF, so a 7 foot 4 inch 2 power. But a 2 power Dobbins, perfect for Ned rigs, an all-around spinning combo. Basically, if I'm throwing anything on spinning rods, most of the time a 712 is going to be the rod I really like. So that's my Ned rig combo. One of my first rods that I use very religiously on the boat. I don't know why I said on the boat, where it's really on the boat, kayak, bank fishing. It's really just when I use on the water. Next up, I have a Dobbins Champion Xtreme 743 SF. Now, I've had this rod for a year or two also, and I just paired it up with a Shimano Twin Power FD C3000. I really like 3000 size, or the C3000s for bass fishing, because the C3000 is the same size as 2500, but it's got a bigger spool and holds more line. I just really like that. Now, this rod I use for, as you guys can see, big joshy swim baits. That's most of the stuff I throw on this. It's just little finesse swim baits. I can also throw wacky rigs, weightless Senkos, really just about anything on this except Ned rigs and drop shots. Those are the only two that I really only throw on a 2 power instead of a 3 power. This rod is amazing though. It's really light with the Shimano Twin Power on it. Like I said, all personal preference. I got braid to leader on this too. So that's my second spinning combo. Let's go straight into the casting. So if you can't tell already by those two, and if you've been watching my channel for a while, I really like Dobbins rods. There's one rod that I had before I started buying all my Dobbins though that I just cannot sell. It's been amazing, and I just haven't really tried to replace it because of how much I like this rod already. It's one of the only non-Dobbins rods I've got in my arsenal, and that is a Megabass Levante Swing Fire. This is a Gen 1 Megabass Levante. You can no longer buy them, and this thing is just an absolute workhorse crankbait, like shallow crankbait, 8 foot or less diving crankbait. So square bills, DT6s, DT8s, 3XDs, I can kind of get on this. So anything really just shallow diving crankbait that doesn't have too much drag, this combo is amazing for. I've got a Daiwa Tatula 100 on this. I really tend to stick with Shimano reels, but I put this on it, and it's the only one that I've really used for the price that I really like. I did just bend the reel a little bit and it's starting to break, so I probably will need another reel for this here relatively soon, but for now it's working fine. Until that handle and the reel really break, I think I'm just gonna stick with it. It's a really light combo. I can throw it all year or all day long, and it just works really good for a crankbait. So this I've just got spooled up with straight fluorocarbon, and like I said, I throw any shallow crankbaits on this rod and reel. Next up are two rods that I actually have duplicates of both of these rods. First one is a Dobbins Sobe Special 724, and this has a Shimano Metanium B on it. These Metaniums are absolutely amazing reels. They're small, they're really good for jigging because I can just get my hand wrapped around the reel and just jig up and get a good jigging motion with it. I really like this combo. The Sobe 724 to me is the best rod you can buy for the price. This rod feels like it's a $400 or $500 rod to myself. I've used some $400 or $500 rods before, and I really like them, but this rod alone, this is an amazing rod. Sam Sobe did an amazing job designing this rod, and I actually have another one that is going to be pretty much this exact same setup. This Metanium's a high gear ratio, so it's a 7.1 to 1, to where my new one's gonna be a extra fast gear ratio, which is a 8.1 to 1. So this right here, I'm pretty much throwing regular jigs with. When I get the 8.1 to 1, I'm probably gonna be throwing jigs on that because it'll be a little bit better for just flipping jigs into brush and getting them out real quick if I don't get a bite within 1 or 2 jigs. So right here, a Sobe 724C with a Shimano Metanium, perfect jigging rod. The other one that I'm gonna have that doesn't have a jig on it, it is going to be a Shaky Head Rod. Those are both the jigs and the shaky heads. Anything I throw in this rod is gonna be less than probably 3/8 ounce, maybe even going up to 1/2 ounce or below, but I will not go above 1/2 ounce. So this right here is a 3/8 ounce dirty jigs, compact jig, one of my favorite jigs for throwing, and it goes really well with this rod. Shaky heads, I most of the time throw a 1/4 ounce shaky head on one of these rods, and it's just amazing. You can go out there and you can feel every single bit of the bottom with this rod and reel. Especially with this, I've got braid to leader. This one has braid to leader. My other 724 is gonna have straight fluorocarbon. That way I can have one for throwing into brush and braid ready in case, and the other one's gonna be more for open water type of stuff, especially with a shaky head. So I've got this, and I've got one more on the way because these are just that fantastic of a rod. The last rod that I want to talk about that I actually have a duplicate of is a Dobbins Kaden 745C. Now, a lot of people always talk amazing stuff about a Dobbins Kaden 744, or really any Dobbins 744s. They say it's a super versatile rod. To me, the 745 does everything the 744 does, but better. If I'm going to be throwing stuff like spinnerbaits, just like very light stuff, I can do that all on a 745, but if I'm throwing spinnerbaits, I'm throwing it on a 4-power, like 7'2" rod, like that Sobe 724. So anything I'm going to be using a 4-power for, like a 744 for, it'll be all Texas rigs, jigs, shaky heads, all that bottom type stuff. Not really anything else. So the 745, the only thing that's different in this compared to a 744 is that it's rated from a 1/2 ounce, 1/4 ounce to 1.5 ounces, instead of the 744 is rated from a 1/4 ounce to 1 ounce. So it's just got a lot. You can throw another 1/2 ounce on this rod compared to what the 744 can. So like I said, I've got two of these rods. This one has a Shimano Chronarch MGL on it, and my other one has a Shimano Metanium B on it. This one right here is actually the prototype Kaden from when they were first coming out with the Dobbins Kadens. I snagged this one up, and I absolutely love the split grip. It was actually nice when I went to get the new 745 Kaden that it has a full grip, because that one I'm using as a flipping stick into super heavy brush, and I'm throwing heavier jigs, the 1/2 ounce to 1 ounce, or 1/2 ounce or greater, jigs, Texas rigs, all of that on it. So I like that full grip for that heavier stuff, where for the lighter stuff I like a split grip. And this rod's been amazing. I absolutely love the prototype rod. To me, it is an absolute perfect Texas rig rod. So for this, most of the time I've got a 3/8 ounce tungsten bullet weight with a 3/0 or a 4/0 EWG hook on it, braid to leader of course, and I just love this rod. All of these, like I mentioned, this one's 1/2 ounce or less. The other Kaden 745 I've got is a 1/2 ounce or more. So they do great. I absolutely love the Cadence 745. It's one of my favorite rods in the Dobbins lineup, other than a Sobe 724, as you guys can tell, because I've got duplicates of both. So I absolutely love both. Of course, on both of these, I've got braid to leader, just because I feel like, to me, I get more sensitivity and casting distance out of the braid to leader compared to going straight fluoro or straight braid. And you have the versatility to where you can throw stuff out there. You can pretty much have that fluoro leader, so it seems like you're throwing nothing but fluoro except extra casting distance. And if you decide to be going and throwing something that you need just braid for, that you can just cut off your leader, tie on straight braid, and then there you go. So that's really why I like throwing braid to leader, but it's all personal preference, like I mentioned. I've talked to lots of guys who say they do not use braid for anything except frogging and flipping, and that's it. But I just like it for a little bit of everything. So these are my rods right here that are some of my favorite ones that I use, and some of the most used ones. Of course, right here are my top 2 rods in my arsenal. They're always on my deck, and if I'm going somewhere and I can only have 2 rods, that these are probably the ones to get it. If I really absolutely need a spinning rod, it's probably the Sobe 724 and my Kaden 712. If I can have 3 rods or something, I'll go with the 745C, a 724C, and then the Sobe or the Kaden 712 spinning rod. So I really, really, really like these rods. I've sold lots of high-end rods and reels to kind of get these rods and reels that I've got now. And I'm really starting to get the exact stuff that I think is better. It best fits me. It's not better than the others. For me personally, it's just the best fit that I can have for myself. So anyways, look forward to having a complete rod and reel arsenal coming soon. I've got a lot different gear than what I have in previous years, because I've kind of sold some of the lower end stuff I've had, and I put different rods and reels into the arsenal to kind of minimize my rod and reel arsenal, but up the quality of it, or maximize the quality in my arsenal. There are also some rods that I broke that I just haven't gotten to fixing them or getting them replaced yet at a Dobbins dealer, because all of them, I've got 2 and they're Dobbins. They were all both my fault, not the rod's fault. So I've got to get those replaced. Got to get a few other reels and rods. Got some rods and reels on the way. And yeah, look forward to that. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this little video of showing the footage from that regional tournament, and then some of my favorite rods and reels in my arsenal. Like I said, stay tuned for the rod and reel arsenal. I'm going to be uploading here probably within the next few weeks. I've got some cool things coming for you guys, some series. I've got a series that we're going to be putting out. Still working on everything for that, so I'm not releasing too much information on that yet, so stay tuned for that. And I've just got some cool trips up to Lake Erie for it, some stuff, some tournaments. Of course, the every Wednesday night tournaments, they get uploaded every Sunday afternoon. So stay ready for that and check those out if you haven't already, because those are some fun videos to film and watch. I enjoy watching those ones a lot. But I'm gonna hop off of here. Thank you guys for watching this far. If you have any questions, leave them down in the description below. If you have any recommendations for anything, leave them in the description or the comments too. And we will see you in the next